That was crisp.
Legendary.
Nicely done, Steve.
Luke, speaking of crisp, you don't have a soda with you today to
Oh,
give
shoot.
us that crack.
Dang it. Go get me one.
Yeah, actually, where are the beverages?
Yeah, should we restart?
I'll be right back. I'll go to the store and grab a few.
Guys, my line item budget for beverages has gone way over this year. I cannot keep buying them.
Did you buy name brand at one point?
At one time for Ben's birthday.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Still set
Dude.
me in the red.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
such a good pod.
That was great.
Cupcake pepper pod.
Cupcake.
Cupcake pepper pod.
Dude, that's tough to say. Hey, welcome to the show. This is Unsought Opinions, a place where you come for things you didn't want to know about.
Especially last
Didn't
week.
know you
Cupcake
wanna know.
Pepper parties.
Like cupcake pepper parties. And for some reason, deep theology when we're sitting by a fire. Something about a fire, it just makes you all theological, I feel.
Well,
That
if
is
there's
so
not bright
good.
lights shining in our eyes.
I mean, we had bright lights shining.
This is
on-
a very natural setting, Dan. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
zero prep.
I meant
This
from the
is what-
moon and the stars.
it's a bright moon.
It's a bright half moon.
God's stage light, am I right?
Dude, God's
Theology.
Yeah.
How are we doing, boys?
Yes, Steph, how was your week?
you gonna hit that button?
Dang it. Someone turned it down.
I did.
Good enough.
Yeah, Steph, how was your week?
My name is Steven. We've been over this. No, my week was good.
Isn't it spelled Stefan, though?
Okay, bub.
So
You know what's really
insulting.
frustrating? I was driving around today and I was like, the question's coming. I need everyone to know this question. And then here it comes and I'm blanking.
Well, ask me.
Absolutely blanking. Wait.
Dude, you just had a bug fly in your
Oh,
mouth.
dude. It was not great. It was not great. And we'll get
Oh,
into
man,
it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But it was opening day for football.
Oh, yeah.
And the local 53 did not show up to play.
My local 53, though, fantasy-wise, did great.
Dude, both my leagues won. It was great. Jaden
Wait.
Daniels did great on his.
Can I have I have a question about your local 53 comment?
Yep.
In fantasy football, do you have to assign 53 players?
I don't even know how many there are. Maybe like 16-ish. Maybe less.
Including the
Okay.
bench.
Okay.
Yeah, including the
Yeah,
bench.
yeah.
So your roster is not 53.
The
Is
local
it?
16.
Is it 53?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
You actually have a
You
fantasy
usually
roster of
auto,
53.
auto draft the last like 32 of them, but yeah.
Bench players are key
Yeah.
for training for the next couple seasons.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, we didn't do great.
what was
Um,
the final?
It was 36-20 or something, but we scored a last second touchdown.
You know, you really need to be making predictions of what this Sunday's game's going to be.
Ooh, that's
'Cause
good.
People are going to be hearing it Monday.
Okay, so this week, all right, let's give a game breakdown of the Giants game. This is the day after the
Wait,
Giants
it's Giants
game.
week?
Yeah.
Dude, I knew I was hyped
first
for a
off,
reason.
who are we fans of?
We're friends of the Commanders.
They're not
Slash
the
Redskins
Commanders.
slash WFT.
This is for the
Slash
people.
WFT.
All right.
And what is football for our Ukrainian friends and Germans?
It is pigskin.
There's a little kicking.
Very.
Our best player can punt.
Yeah.
True.
All right, so let's give yesterday's game recap.
Okay.
Hey, guys, we
Da-da-da-da-da.
we crushed it yesterday. Daniel Jones for the Giants threw 6 interceptions. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Jaden Daniels, 15 touchdowns. Unreal. Broke every record in the NFL. What a game.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I don't know why I lost track of what was happening, but I thought you were recapping a real game that happened yesterday.
It
Yeah.
did happen yesterday.
Wait, he
Redskins
scored
and
15
the Giants.
touchdowns?
15
Well-
touchdowns yesterday in the first game at Northwest Stadium.
What was the score?
Luke, you were there, bro. You were there.
I was watching a different game. My gosh.
No, 2 weeks ago when they played the Buccaneers, we got curb stomped.
Yeah.
But yesterday when we played the Giants,
Yeah.
we curb stomped them with
Gotcha.
Jaden Daniels throwing 15 touchdowns.
Nice. I don't even know who Jaden
Crushed.
Daniels is.
How, you sat
he-
through a whole game.
Yeah, but I lost interest pretty quick.
He's the new
After the
RG3.
5th touchdown.
So
He
I
gets
heard that he got beat up a little bit.
He got his helmet ripped off 2 times. But apparently he says, yeah, that happens to him all the
He
time.
didn't get it ripped
Well-
off.
well,
it just bounced off.
Are we talking about the Monday
That's
game or the
almost
Sunday
worse,
game?
dude. That
Yeah,
means you
dude.
got hit that hard.
No, it looked like he was
one time-
having his helmet
Strapped down.
fitted
Right.
correctly.
It was
could
it
be.
was definitely a helmet to helmet. He got ear hold and the helmet flew off. The second time
Kind of like
he's like
thumbing your eye.
trying to like run through and like he's backwards, like backpedaling into the end zone.
That was like 2 weeks ago, though, right?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel, the Giants game, no, his helmet stayed on the whole time. And
But he will be out for a while.
Recuperating after 15 touchdowns.
because his head went with the helmet, is that what you meant?
No, I'm just predicting
Oh.
an injury coming back to the home field.
Oh, I said 4
Oh
games.
yeah.
Am I
As soon as he
predicting-
steps on that,
It's easy to predict.
as soon
after
as he
the fact.
stepped on that 20-yard line, dude,
Mhm.
you hate to see him pull the
Nope.
RG3. Well, that was a lot of football talk. I know that
Too
Luke
much.
loves football.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
We fired our kicker
We fired our kicker. Yeah.
That's good because he
That
sucks.
makes sense.
after week 1.
Do you know
He
why we
must
did
have
that?
been blowing
Steve
it during
knows why.
Steve. Yeah.
So we traded from the Browns to get this kicker. We gave them a conditional 7th round pick, which is the last round of the draft for him. If he plays 2 games, we have to give him the 7th round pick. If he doesn't play 2 games, we don't have to pay him anything.
Smart.
So he played 1 game, missed 2 field goals, and kicked a kickoff out of bounds. And we said, "See you later."
Man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, poor
Well,
guy.
In general, don't trade the Browns for any of their players.
Dude, you
in
know what's
general, don't be a kicker in the NFL if you're going to be anything.
You know what's funny about the Browns? You know how the
they,
Browns
they were confused because it is football.
Oh,
They're like, this has got to be the star player.
Yeah, that's what they thought.
There's
Tressway thought right.
It was some German dude who just bought a football team. He's like, "Let us get the kicker." I don't know why Germans are Swedish.
Swedish. Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's the second time I did
But
that.
there probably is one guy that sounds like that.
Oh, for sure.
kicker.
In the whole country.
The blonde one.
All right. I saw something on Facebook today. You know how the Browns are just perpetually cursed?
Sure.
That's like the
Yeah,
thing,
dude.
right? So Cleveland Browns, for those of you that don't follow American football, are a dumpster fire organization, and they're cursed, and they have been cursed forever.
And that's coming from a Washington fan.
Right. So they draft this quarterback, number 1 overall, Baker Mayfield, and he doesn't live up to expectations, and they get rid of him as soon as they can. And as soon as they get rid of him, they trade more than anyone has ever traded for anyone, and paid more than anyone's ever paid for anyone for this quarterback who is embroiled in all these allegations of misconduct with women and stuff, and bring in Deshaun Watson to their team because they said, it doesn't matter. We have one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. He's going to be our quarterback now, and we're going to be set going forward. Since that time, Baker Mayfield has bounced around a little bit, and Deshaun Watson's been hurt.
I forgot
But
about him.
Deshaun Watson now played in week 1. Complete garbage. Baker Mayfield is now in Tampa, and 4 touchdowns,
Crushed.
like
Yeah,
two-
he did really
almost 300 yards, no interceptions, destroyed us. And it was like, that's the most Browns thing ever. Like, you get rid of your quarterback and pay,
They gave more than we gave for RG3.
yeah, and paid him $65 or $60 million a year to be their quarterback. No one had ever touched that number
Is
before.
that recent or out of the draft? You talking? They just did that?
They paid Deshaun Watson that. This was like 2 or 3 years, 2
Okay.
years ago. They did it. And the first year, he was suspended for the whole year and came back for like the last 3 games or
I
something.
forgot about him.
Last year, they said he's just getting back into form, but he didn't. He got injured halfway through the season. And then this year, he's still like playing like doo-doo. And he was like a top 5 quarterback.
That always happens with those guys, like the college
With what
studs.
guys?
The college studs, like Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, but Deshaun,
What do you mean, those people?
Oh my gosh, the guys who are like crushing it in college. I just think
Tim
of like
Tebow?
Deshaun Watson.
it's a
and
different
Johnny Manziel.
It's a different game. Deshaun Watson has never had a character issue until all this stuff came out when he was
He
with
got
the
money.
Texans. But
Really?
he was like, yeah, I listened to podcasts of players that were on his team. He's like the best dude.
I don't mean necessarily the scandal. I mean like they're predicted to be like these studs.
No, legit, Deshaun
then-
Watson came out when Patrick Mahomes came out, and the two of them have been 2 of the best quarterbacks in the
Yeah, but
league.
now he sucks.
Now he sucks. Yeah.
You guys remember Andrew Luck, dude? He was so fun to watch. I just think of like people who came out of college who were like actually good
I
quarterbacks.
remember him differently.
And he was like really cool to watch for a while because he was like the last college pocket quarterback, and now he's gone.
I think you're thinking of his face, Ben.
He also,
Uh,
dude, his face was
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. Well,
No, dude,
he had
I
to-
don't
So,
think, I
I
thought he was
had
actually
that
coming-
same
well, whatever.
thought of him that he's just Peyton Manning 2.0
Yeah.
because he went to the Colts.
Sure.
But apparently he's lightning and scrambled a ton. I didn't realize that.
Well, but I don't know. He just, I miss him. I liked him.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't
he's
like
a
the near.
cerebral
Definitely
quarterback.
had the neared going on, but I didn't.
The
Yeah,
what?
The
the
neck beard.
Oh,
The
neared?
Neared. I
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
Dude, you gotta be careful when you're saying stuff like that.
Hey, Ben, how was your week, bro?
Man, let me tell you. It's pretty good, except for I burp lined my house.
You what?
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping you would ask.
Can you spell it?
So I was doing a little plumbing work, and I had to put a vent line in. This is a pretty plumbing heavy pod.
We do a lot of plumbing.
Yeah, over the last couple weeks.
Especially with vent line.
Yeah, especially with vent lines. And so like I did all the work or whatever, and then I left the house, and I came back like 6 hours later, and the house smelled like a landfill, like it real bad. And I was like, man, it smells like a landfill in here. And my wife was like, yeah, you need to move the trash can away from the house. I was like, well, the trash can doesn't even smell though. So it was a mystery, and I went down into my basement where I was doing the plumbing, and it smelled, like legitimately insane. And I forgot to cap my vent line, so I was burp lining my
That is so nasty.
yeah, my septic or whatever was burping into my house for like 6 hours straight.
Jeez.
That's gross.
Yeah.
So that happened
That's a
this
great week, dude.
Well, yeah, and then somebody else told me something I've never heard before. I was saying something to this person, this girl, and she thought it was funny, and she said, I am cackling right now.
You're
And I haven't been able to get it out of my mind.
You've
You're
never
very
heard
bad.
cackling?
Not when somebody's not actually cackling.
Oh, like using that as like a LOL or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, oh my, I'm cackling right now.
Is that how
Ben,
she said it?
stop it. You
Yeah.
have me
I-
cackle.
I was like,
it's kind of like, you know, someone's like, oh, that is so funny, but they're not laughing.
It's like, I would've-
why aren't you?
I would have preferred the laugh.
Yeah, I would prefer the cackle if you're
Let me just
hear that-
cackle.
Let me just hear you cackle.
If it's worth a cackle, then cackle.
Yeah, dude, just give the
Yeah.
cackle up.
No, I agree. Free the cackle.
Free.
Ugh. Something like that.
Oof. Yeah, so that was basically my week. Pretty sick week. Oh, I went fishing instead of watching football.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Did you catch anything?
So
Oh yeah.
Ben has me set up this football party so he can come watch the game. And then the day before, he's like, hey, what if we just bail on the He doesn't want me to go fishing with him at all.
I'm
No.
kind
He
of
just-
offended that you didn't text anyone
he
else.
only wanted just to let me know he wasn't going to be there, but he said, let's bail on the game tomorrow and go fishing. It's going to be beautiful. And I said, no, I have all these people coming over. He already knew that. I
I
had a
wish
bunch
you
of people.
told me that.
And then he said,
Yeah.
Dude, next time you're coming.
guys, this is very hurtful. to me."
Also, unbelievable weather. It had me
Yeah.
cackling.
it was something.
I was trying to learn how to use my fly rod on Saturday.
It was pretty sad.
Which I've never tried before.
But
And I
were
was-
you there
I-
for it, Luke?
Yeah, he was there, and he was.
Oh,
worthless.
this is another thing that happened in my week.
Hey, hold on. This happened
It
in my
didn't-
week.
It didn't happen in my week.
Yeah, I know.
I put my fly rod together, which I didn't really know what I was doing, and I
It
thought there
seems
was,
like the time
I-
that you would call me.
Yeah, I know. I need
He
your help
couldn't.
now.
He was busy at his
He broke.
daughter's
Anyways.
birthday party that he didn't invite people to.
you kidding me?
Dude, on the podcast? My gosh.
You didn't invite any one of us here on the podcast to it?
Oh no.
I mean, that's not true.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, dude,
He
I can't believe
invites
we didn't get to go.
Luke and Morgan to his daughter's birthday party
Also,
and
dude,
says,
you're,
us.
you're kind of the man. to
My
not
daughter made the list.
invite me.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
that's
Not
even
sure.
more
No,
hurtful.
but for real, dude. All jokes aside,
Yeah, I ripped my line,
Thanks,
so I
dude.
need some help.
All jokes aside, you suck.
no. All jokes aside, I appreciate not being invited to a kid's birthday party.
I
actually
remember
think it's insane that
almost every
adults go to
time.
that.
Almost every time we played volleyball back in the day, it was like every other week your family had to go to a little kid's birthday party.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's not do adults at kids' birthday parties. This is a movement I'm really willing to like spearhead.
Actually, it wasn't bad, dude.
But
You
how
got
will the
free
kids
food.
get to the party then?
They don't eat them. I didn't have them when I was a kid. I got to see other kids riding around on their, electronic little Power Wheels at their parties.
I find it hard to believe the Willoughbys didn't have an electrical
Oh,
power
we
wheel.
were not wealthy.
Oh, I beg to differ.
What changed?
Wealth.
Literally nothing has changed.
Dude, we've been over this. You have leather seats. My gosh.
Dude,
Let's move
yeah.
on.
I did recently come into an extra $25 a month.
How many Mercedes do you
Did
have
you
now?
get someone to sign up for YouTube TV? Because I'm looking for that.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. So good week. Good
Like you haven't.
I had
access
a
to-
really fun. But I also my
Nice,
car
man.
turns on now. It's great.
Which?
Dude, I have so
No,
many.
a lot
Is
of
it bad
people
that I
know.
thought you meant the beer?
Can you turn in ones that you're not like buying a new one of?
I want to say yeah. Any.
I feel like you'd have to pay to dispose of it.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
feel like they
kinda
always
feel
charge
like.
you, like if you doing the exchange or whatever at Walmart. Don't they like say like for
But
an extra
they're probably
$3
turning it
they'll
in for
dispose
money.
it or dispose of it?
Expose it to the elements.
No, it's when you're buying a battery, you turn in your old battery and get like $20 off of it.
Do you?
Exposing is an issue at Walmart.
Sit it outside.
Well,
Here
you-
go, little guy.
Expose it to the elements. They charge you an extra $15 or $20 or whatever it is until you bring back the other core.
Right, but that's just if you buy something.
Right.
I want to know if like
yes,
my
I
pile of
agree with
batteries
you.
at home. Yeah,
I have a pile of batteries as well, and I
You
need
can
to
take
know
it
that
to
as
the
well.
dump, probably. They'll probably charge you something at the dump.
We were
We
looking
want
for
money
places
back,
to not
though.
have to pay.
because you
I
get
don't
money back.
understand the confusion. Pay the dump and they'll take your battery.
Dude, I went to the dump the other day. They didn't make me pay for throwing a TV away.
What?
Yeah. Why would they?
Was it plasma?
It was flat screen.
So
Why would you throw away a
probably
TV?
LED.
It was a Roku, so
Why would you throw away a TV?
it went out.
Okay. That's probably why they didn't
People
charge
throw
you.
pretty much anything in that dumpster, especially if they're not paying attention.
Yeah. The key
Dude,
is not to tell them what you're dumping.
I have completely bypassed the dumpsters every time now because I have so much stuff because I put it off going to the dump. I have to drive all the way to just the giant
Mhm.
garage and just
Yeah.
throw it all out of the bed of my truck.
Yeah.
Those are
And the
cool.
big old, me and the dude there, we have a relationship.
Oh, that's
I think he has a relationship with everyone.
Same kind of
Why
relationship
do
you
you
have with the
keep
Sasquatches.
hurting me?
What?
You keep hurting me.
Sasquatch
hurting
that
you.
abduct you.
The abduction.
I don't think that's a relationship. That had me laughing so hard. I don't think we call that a relationship. Luke, how was your week? Did we already do you?
Yeah, we did.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, so we're all-
memorable.
All right, well, catch us next week on the pod.
No, we definitely didn't, but it's fine. I don't have anything interesting to report.
Dude, Luke,
Yeah,
poor Luke
you're-
just
you've
sits
been
at home.
hurt.
I'm just waiting to be back to work and
When-
not a loser again.
I thought you said last week that you were going to get checked
They
out.
said they should have me walking by the 19th.
which is the
Not this Friday, but next Friday, I think.
Nice.
Friday after next,
So Friday the 13th.
starring
is
Jimmy
this-
Fallon.
This Friday.
What?
Come on, if Sean does it, you're right with him.
Starring Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, Friday after next.
Is
That's
that
a game or a movie, I mean?
It's a movie.
Wow.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
You had
dude.
Friday, and then the sequel was next Friday, and then the third sequel was Friday after next.
Sequel, baby.
Talking
All right,
about
let's
the
move
Ice
on.
Cube one.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's move on.
With Jimmy Fallon as guest. I just had to be sure. Sean, we need you.
Golly, guys, I'm
Oh, something else happened in my
running
week.
at a 10. You guys are like a 4.
No, I'm running at
Do you know-
like a
Yeah, my
strong
four is like
10.
a
I was
10.
listening back to last week's episode, and Ben, your energy was like a 2 going into the pod. So of course the theology is going to bring you down and make you whine and complain all week about it. But you got to bring more to the table if you're going to be whining
I don't even
about
know
it.
that your all's discussion about the Bible is even considered theology.
Okay.
That's how little I value it.
right.
Okay. And also, something else happened in my week. Right before the pod, I killed a massive bee.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I can confirm.
Yeah, that was really cool.
You saw it.
Oh, I went to
I
a
was
kid's
there.
birthday party.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
we already did this.
I'm just saying what happened in my week.
I'd like to get a different
You
angle
already-
of
Did
it.
you know it takes 3 cents to mint a penny?
No. Are you serious?
Oh, I'm dead serious.
That's so.
This is what we
funny.
needed.
How much does it
You
cost?
just saved our economy.
Does it cost 30 cents to make a dime?
No.
He was ready for it.
Thank goodness.
I had to think about it.
Wait, so
It costs $400 to make $100.
why is it called
What?
minting? What?
minting?
Yeah, why is it?
Because it's minty fresh. It's a fresh
don't think that's true.
penny.
Because you make it at the U.S. Mint.
Dude, I've tried pennies. They're not minty. What'd you say?
Because you make them at the U.S. Mint.
Yeah, but why is it called the mint?
Right.
Gosh.
It's a circular definition there. Hey guys,
Because you make it with the mint. Duh.
Well, what do you call a bunch of rabbits running backwards?
back hair.
A receding hairline.
Oh my gosh.
I like back hair.
Back hair's good.
Hey,
No, it's not.
Back hair.
there it is. Told you I'm at a 10. I got a question for you guys, but
No, you don't.
first I have to program my television.
Wait,
so
is this
talk
the
amongst
Pete?
yourself.
Is this the Pete one?
Yeah.
Program your television.
Yeah, because there's a program coming on that we have to give a review for later.
The debate.
Okay. Hey, what do you guys think about deep fakes?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Kind of crazy, right?
It is very crazy. I mean, this whole debate could be just deepfakes, and we would never know.
I have no
Right.
idea what you're talking about. What is it?
Dude, so deepfake is the thing we were just talking about before we got on the podcast, and you knew everything about it, but I'll explain.
okay.
So it's they can like put your face on another person's body,
Right.
and it's like so real looking.
Why would one benefit from putting a
Okay,
face
so-
on another person's body?
Fake news.
But what's the point?
Fake news.
Have I showed you my?
I don't
You can
see-
have,
I can't
you
even
can have
think of a
Trump-
situation.
You can have Elon Musk saying something he never said, or Trump saying something he never said, or
Is it a money thing? 'Cause I
Probably.
cannot think of how you would even monetize it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
Have I ever showed you my deep
Have you ever
fake with
seen the-
me being the wrecking ball of Miley Cyrus?
That is not a deep fake.
you
That is
remember-
a poorly
Do you remember the
photoshopped.
what do they call it? Like the Mad Gabs or whatever? Like the
Yeah, the Jib Jab.
That's basically
Gib
what it
Gab.
is.
That
Jib,
is-
jib
that's
jab.
Definitely not a deep fake.
Jib
Oh,
jab
it's
is
weird.
the best. Where you're like an
But
elf.
it's
you're like-
hilarious.
Dan, is that real?
Yeah.
No.
I can show you.
It is real. I have seen it.
All right, so I was talking to Peter,
Yeah, I don't need to. I don't want to see.
and I was like, Pete, bud, we need a question for the pod. And he's like,
We just move on from deepfake.
yeah, we did.
All right,
We're
cool.
done. We're that.
Well, hold on. Let's go back to the deep fake.
All right.
Because people do use it as scams.
That's what.
It's crazy that you can deep fake a voice.
Yes. People
So
use
people
it for
are-
calling people.
People will call people,
Yeah.
like say I call like a fake person that sounds exactly like me, talks my same cadence and
Yep.
language and everything because it's been studying my voice from all my phone calls or
And podcasts.
podcasts, obviously.
Yeah.
Calls my mom or my grandma or someone that, or really anybody.
Your who?
'cause
Yeah, did you say your grammar?
My grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Really anyone. I could be
Yeah.
saying, hey, I need help. Like I'm in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Send me
And
this
old-
money. And it sounds just like me, so why would they not believe me?
Old people
right.
are
I've heard a story of that
already-
happening.
Someone would call my grandma and say, "Hello, this is Steven. I need $1,500." She'd be like, "Okie doke."
Oh yeah.
I wish my grandma would do that. She doesn't even know I exist.
Well, is
there
she
was
alive?
there was a deepfake that came out a few years
One of
ago,
them.
or like maybe a year ago, and it was Joe Rogan doing an advertisement for a company he never did an advertisement
Mhm.
My grandma does know I exist, and she's a faithful listener. She's an Unsaudi. Thanks, Grandma.
Is she? Hey,
Well,
grandma.
for. Saudi.
I
shitties.
remember you.
Sorry, Grandma.
Quit pressing the buttons.
That
I
was,
can't help it.
You put such a black mark on what was supposed to be the greatest day of my life.
Hey, you wanted a speech.
Oh, no. Dude, yeah. she's a good lady.
All right, let's keep this podcast moving. So, deep fakes. How are we going to trust anything in the future?
Dude, so that's
I don't trust anything in the present.
Like, they could imagine a world where they could fake like something
imagine a world.
massive, like a moon landing. They could fake that.
Oh yeah. Wait, are
They
we
could
now
fake-
getting into faking the moon
Not
landing?
according to Stuart, who doesn't
Aliens?
believe in any kind of conspiracy. That's why you're sitting on the floor tonight.
That's why
When
he's
you're outside,
happy at
it's
home.
the ground.
That's why he has a happy life.
I do like that Blockbuster sweatshirt.
He got it at the last existing Blockbuster.
Did you really?
Is that a real story?
Yeah.
That is
Where
so
was
cool.
the last
Oregon?
existing one?
Oh, I have family
Wow.
that lives in Bend, Oregon.
Did
on my
go to
wife's
the-
side.
Is that Blockbuster still going?
Yeah,
Do they-
that's,
no
that's the
way.
last one. They apparently they like did a raffle or something and made it an Airbnb for the night, so you could like sleep in the last Blockbuster and have like a movie night.
Dude, if they did some advertisement, they'd probably have a little resurgence for like merch and stuff.
Dude,
You mean like
They-
what he's wearing?
Yeah, but did you go to get there to get that, or did you order it?
I bet you it was at least
Yeah.
a factor.
Oh,
in
see,
him
that's
going
sweet.
there.
But I bet you if they like, I would buy one if they made it orderable.
Yeah.
I remember going to Blockbuster.
Well, I'm
believe it or
sure
not.
they are.
I went,
Do
like,
you?
3
Yeah.
times? Yeah.
3 times.
I
in your
remember
life?
going. I remember like 3 separate times going in there. That's it. Getting the VHS. That's really all I remember. I remember asking
Sad.
them for recommendations. My dad doing that.
Yeah, because
Did
you
they-
probably couldn't talk at the time.
I mean, I was probably 5 years old. Yeah,
There was nothing worse than going into Blockbuster when a new release came out,
and it was rented.
and you have this entire wall
Empty.
of the movie.
And it's like always
And-
Brokeback Mountain.
Every
Dude, I
every
got,
Every
sleeve
year.
Yeah, every year.
is there, but it's an empty DVD case in everyone, or a VHS case in every one of them. It was.
I used to
worst.
go and rent PlayStations and then play Driver.
PlayStations or the games.
Wait,
you could get PlayStations, so I had to get the PlayStation and then the game.
You could rent the PlayStation
Yeah.
from Blockbuster.
How much
Mhm.
were they getting for a rental of a PlayStation? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It wasn't cheap.
I mean, back then
Probably
it was
like,
really
yeah, I
cheap.
think it was like probably $20.
Which
I don't
probably
know.
was
And then if
60
you're
bucks.
late,
My
they
friend's parents rented it.
they do like it's like dude.
Rich kids.
How do
My,
you rewind
uh,
a PlayStation?
My old band
The
director
other seats, dude. You just buy
in high school, we would go and like go to Florida every year or New York or something, like our big trip. And every year he would go to like Best Buy or Walmart or something and buy like a 75-inch TV, a PlayStation, at the time it was a 3, and like video games, and just crush it all weekend, like while we're not doing band stuff, like marching band or whatever. And then at the end of the trip, you just go back and just return it.
There's
and then
some
we
heavy
go home.
TVs back then.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
It's genius.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago. It was kind of long
In
ago.
high school?
Yeah.
It was like
that's
15 years ago.
No, it's
Longer than that.
yeah.
16.
High school?
16 to 20 years ago.
Yeah, high school is like 20 years ago.
What was it? Is that like last week for you, Luke?
10 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. Dude, you're such an adorable little baby.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate that.
So I was asking Pete, are we done with the deepfake stuff?
Are we? Or is
I
this a
can't
deepfake?
imagine a worse use of it than a president saying inappropriate.
All right. So
Oh,
here's the
dude,
really
no,
scary use of it.
political stuff is that's what if you can make somebody say something that your party wants them to say.
Yeah.
The really scary use of it is like it being weaponized against average people of like what we were talking about before the podcast, but also like let's say you were going for a job interview where you needed like a pretty clear background or something, and someone had a vendetta against you. I don't know, and they created a deep fake of you. Like I don't know. Let's say you couldn't smoke pot for that job or something like that, and they created a deep fake of you doing it.
Yeah.
That would
Or
suck.
does it flip it the other way and nothing is admissible as evidence unless
I think once you sow doubt, it's easier to go like it, especially if you're talking like a job or something like where they can easily just next. It's very easy to do that.
Well, they do have programs that
Does
can
that does that make sense?
figure out if it was
yeah, it's like an
deep fake or
NFL some kind of
Sorry,
accusation.
Dan. I was listening to what you were saying, and then I got blasted by what he
It
started
is so
yelling.
hard to hear when everyone's talking
Well,
at the same time.
we were having a conversation, I
And
think,
you
and
interrupted.
you interrupted. So
well, I started while you guys took a break.
This is why we bought
we were on a
headphones.
break.
Yeah, what?
That's from Friends. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's a good show.
Which friend?
Good show.
Does that make sense though? What I was saying?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like the NFL teams that if you're in an allegation, it doesn't matter if you're proven innocent or guilty. They
Right.
don't want the headache.
Court
so
of
you're
public
just going-
opinion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's kind
What were you saying, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh,
you
I
have
don't
the
know.
floor.
What I say, Ben?
Oh, I don't even know, dude.
All right. So I'm on the road with Pete, and I'm like, you need to come up with a question for the podcast.
Oh, I said there was software that you can use to determine if it's a deep fake or not.
Yeah, that I believe. However, I don't think your employer
now.
at insert
Lockheed
generic
Martin.
place is going to send that to the FBI or whatever to get
Raytheon.
it. Like, I don't know who has that software. Probably like,
Probably the FBI.
It'll
yeah.
get-
I don't think they're going to send.
It'll get more commonplace, but at the same time, so will the technology. So it's like,
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't
I
know.
don't like it.
That's why I've abandoned everything online.
That's why I go in public with my face covered everywhere so that they can't capture it.
Smart.
and then upload
Do you-
videos to
do you look
YouTube
at
of
your
us
phone
talking
ever?
into microphones.
Never.
Dude, she's a double agent. I'm telling
Dude,
you.
100%.
So he couldn't think of anything, and so I was like, okay,
Peter,
how about
friend of the show.
how about like
The best friend of the
if
show.
you could be president, would you want to be? Which I will pose to you guys. But
Are you sure it was Peter you were talking to?
yes,
Okay.
this is his response
friend of the show.
was, and I had to write it down because he said he thought about it for a while, and he said no. I said, why not? He said,
Smart.
apparently people aren't done trying to assassinate them.
I mean, that's a good.
That kid's smart, man.
That's a good reason.
He was like, we
That's
had
probably
a
a better reason than mine.
we had a teacher tell us that isn't it great to live in a time where we don't have to worry about people assassinating presidents anymore?
And then 2 weeks later.
And then I was like, what teacher do you have that would tell you that when Reagan, who's like 6 presidents ago, was shot? He was shot, right?
I think he's shot twice.
Yeah.
Also.
Like who?
Well, they also tried to assassinate a whole bunch of Congress people at a baseball game, like
Yeah.
what, 5 years ago or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. That was
Also,
crazy,
do
too.
people think that that's the first, like, you realize there's probably like 100 assassination attempts a month?
Right.
Stu, how many
Or at
times did
least
Reagan
threats.
get shot?
No, people like sound like Ryson
8.
and Mail.
8
No, I'm
times.
just kidding. There was
Yeah.
a guy at JMU that wrote a letter to the president saying I was going to kill you, and then Secret Service that day came in,
And
grabbed him
crushed
out
him.
of class, and took him away.
Yeah.
Christ.
Well,
That's-
yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you?
Especially that president.
No, I don't think you can.
I think
don't
that's,
think you can make
that's
threats.
protected speech.
No, it's not.
No, you
Why
can't-
is it not?
You can't
Threatening the
incite
president?
violence.
Why
Yeah,
is that?
It's inciting violence.
That's not a crime.
You can't.
You can't incite it if you have the means to do so.
Oh.
But like, if you were across this yard and I said I'm going to kill you,
You're not allowed to threaten people.
yes, you are. It's your
Public
fucking right.
officials.
Wouldn't that
Public
be-
officials.
I don't know if there's a separate rule in public officials, but I think you can.
Wouldn't that be an assault
Whoa.
if the person is scared?
No, if you have the means to carry it out. So if I was right
Yeah,
next to
anybody
you,
does.
no, I can tell you exactly how it would be looked
Okay.
Everyone listen, he's a cop.
at. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
No, he's not. He's
Threaten
a
as many
fireman
people
now.
as you want because the cops don't care.
I know what you're saying.
he's
He's not within range.
If I was, yes, exactly. If I was standing next to you and said I'm going to punch you, that's assault. If I was standing over here and said I'm going to punch you when you're over there, technically it's not assault because it doesn't place you in fear of immediate bodily harm.
Oh wow, that's so weird.
If I had
huh?
a gun,
What
and
if
said I'm
he-
going to shoot you, it'd be
So
assault.
if he's in fear at all from it, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't think so
Was it two?
because it's your first.
No, Reagan was
right.
shot once.
Stuart, can you look up if it's illegal to threaten a president?
Yeah, there might be a separate rule on that.
Yeah, that has.
Also,
to
you
be.
might get taken away after that search.
Also, I wonder if it changes with it.
I'm in the market.
think about all the people posting on Twitter saying like or whatever. Like people are violent on Twitter. Like I'm going to kill whatever.
Yeah, but
but
that's
they're
a little
not.
bit-
They're not sending the letter to
Exactly.
the president saying that.
I still don't.
And maybe they're just questioning him.
yeah, no,
at
they
J-
can. No, I'm
or at
sure he's
the
not being arrested.
university.
He's being detained or whatever to be questioned. But
Speaking of
Yeah,
detained, have you guys? Did you hear about the
Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill?
Hill thing?
Yeah.
Do you know the whole story? On
I
it?
watched the first part of the video. Just
Who is
today.
that?
Tyreek Hill is the one of the best receivers in the
The
NFL.
woman beater that should be in
He
jail anyways.
Went to the Dolphins. He was
Yeah.
just detained.
Hmm.
I don't know the whole story, but apparently the Dolphins are calling for him to be the police officer to be fired. And I heard that from someone on Facebook that is a mutual friend, and then I heard from someone else that it was like his agent that
It was
called
a little
for the
weird.
cops to be fired. But what happened? Like,
So they pull him over like a motorcycle, and there's in the video there's two initially. One guy goes up, knocks on the window, and you can just hear Tyreek say like, "Don't knock on my window like that" or whatever, and he's like, "Why?" or whatever, and he's like, "Just don't knock on my window like that." And the other cop comes up.
is his window still up or is it down?
It's down now, but there's two other motor cops that roll up behind him, and you can hear the backup guy go to the other guys and be like, "That's Tyreek Hill," and so they all come up, and it was a little weird. Like, I'm a big supporter of the police, but like it was a little weird how quickly they flipped a switch on him. Like he definitely deserved to get like step out of the vehicle. So they
Was
asked
he
him.
being argumentative and stuff? Or
Yeah, he was. He was
okay.
being a little bit like he started to roll the window up, and they're like, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
And they're like, "All right, step out of the car." And I don't remember if there was like a delay there or not, but he starts to open the door, and they pull him out and put him on the floor. I mean, which is 100%.
Oh my gosh! If you're outside, it's the ground. Why does everyone keep calling the ground the floor?
I don't know.
That's
actually.
3 times
Yeah,
tonight.
sorry.
It is
The
still
ground.
the floor.
You're right. It's the ground. They pull him out and put him on the floor, and and I don't know why. I mean, it's totally within their right to do that. Like they can put him on the ground, put him in handcuffs, whatever. You're detained, but I don't know why they instantly became a little bit like testy with him.
Yeah,
It could have been handled, I think, a little better.
on both sides.
Oh yeah, I mean, rule number 1: do what the cops tell you, and you'll be fine. So just roll your window down, give them your license, registration, and nothing bad is going to happen except for maybe getting a ticket. It's very simple. But I don't know why. If they're calling him out of the car and he's being a little resistive, they should put him in handcuffs. But I don't think they need to like throw him on the ground. That's a little weird.
What, he just pulled over for speeding?
I don't know why he was stopped. Oh, the when the guy initially walks up, he says, "Why don't you have your seatbelt on?" But I don't think that was the reason for the stop. I think because his windows were so tinted. I think once he like rolled down the window, his seatbelt was off. So he like asked him that. So I don't know. It's a little strange how, especially as like you would think that they would be a little bit like more like, "Hey, we should be cautious with this because this is probably gonna be everywhere, like
Yeah.
on social media."
Yeah.
But they just decided to like, nah,
What team is
Do
he
you-
on now?
He's the Dolphins.
Dolphins. So this is
Do
Miami.
you find that there is just a lack of respect for authority in our society?
Oh, yeah.
Being a cop,
Oh yeah.
like you had that.
Oh
When
yeah,
you were
younger
the cop?
people?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, younger people, and if there's any sort of like, I'm better than you, which right now everybody has that mindset about cops. So everybody's testy. And then everybody is really apologetic when they realize that you can, like, put
You
them
can
in
back
jail.
it up. Yeah.
like, yeah. So,
They are apologetic.
everyone's like, man, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. And it's like, well, here you are.
What's the youngest person you've dropped? I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not
And
saying
the
drop
oldest.
people. I'm just talking about going to jail.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, it's so wild. That's just, I was thinking about that today when I was listening. Again, I was hearing it from a cop that I'm friends with, like just their little snippet. I don't know the whole story or anything.
Friend of the show cop?
I don't know if he's a friend.
Okay.
Of the show.
Never mind.
We know him. But he, it just kind of got me thinking of like all just the police brutality and police violence and stuff. In so many of those, I feel like just it could have been de-escalated so easily,
100%.
which is just
But it's on, yeah.
again, I'm not. That's not a blanket thing, and I'm not being political, and I'm not saying
Yeah.
cops are always right or the victims are always right because that's not how people work. But there seems to be just this blatant disrespect of authority.
Yeah. And you got to understand where cops are coming from. Like, he might make 100 traffic stops in the last month that went really well. And you're looking at 7 seconds of someone's life and judging their entire life on that moment, or 5 minutes of someone's life and judging their entire life on that moment, like their character as a cop or whatever. And it's like 100 other traffic stops went fine because everybody did what they told. They weren't being asked to do something unreasonable. Just follow the law. Give me your information. Here's your ticket, whatever. Like, if you just kind of do what they tell you to do, everything is going to be fine. And don't commit crime.
But what about the meth?
The meth?
So you're saying we can't do the meth?
I mean, you can do the meth. You just can't get caught doing the meth.
Okay.
Just give your information
How
and
do
you'll
you-
be good.
How do you guys feel? And maybe it's because we were all born in this situation where, like, the airport. Growing up, we grew up in a post 9/11 world for the most part. I don't know if you guys ever flew before 9/11. I don't think I did, but
Definitely.
how everyone is like
Disney
so
World.
angry about
California.
the airport and how you have to like go through all the machines and everything.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care at all.
Yeah, I just get in the private. I
It's just
fly
like-
private.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
You should- okay.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I feel like again, it's
I don't
the
care.
authority thing. Like, you're riding our plane, just do what we're telling you. It's an authority thing. I'm dealing a lot with authority stuff with my kids
Sure.
right now, and there's
think
just this
people-
rejection of authority.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. And so it's like,
It's TikTok, dude.
well, it's you remove the ultimate authority from society, and what happens?
That's what I mean.
Theology.
Yeah.
I think people also are looking for some authority to buck against, and like, if they're bored enough, they're gonna talk about the TSA being the authority. Like, does that make sense? Or like, they want to be a little bit of a rebel in their life. So instead of like I've never been to the airport and been like, this is so stupid. I've just been like, oh, this line is annoying. Like
Yeah.
the body scan, I don't care.
Right.
Like,
Scan my body. Have you seen that? Well, never mind.
good.
No.
Talking about deepfakes.
7th graders listen to this. I was just informed that we have a few 7th graders that listen.
Nice.
So if you guys
Go
could
to
be,
bed, kids.
We were talking before the podcast that we're gonna have to really change our content due to being watched by 7th graders. So tune in next week to watch Steve eat 12 tacos.
oh, it's gonna be crazy.
Hey, Stuart, he found the answer for the president threatening letter
Okay.
question.
What do we got?
You want to
Do you
come
have a
over
mic
here on the
over there?
mic?
Hang on. What?
Class
D felony. What does it say? And it's a federal
Hold on.
charge?
You want to come over here so you can just read it?
No, he's sitting on the floor.
So
And what is the stipulate? Like, do you have to, does it have to be in writing? Do you have to? Can you just shout it? Is this too
Hey.
boring? I'm interested in this.
no, I'm interested.
Okay.
I think it's interesting.
But I think you
this
should come over
this
here
is
and
the
and
perfect
just
case
read it
for
in-
why Stuart needs a mic.
You should read it into your mic.
I've
on,
been
hang on, let him
trying.
talk, let him
We
talk,
don't have
let him
the
talk.
funds.
Good. Oh, he sent it.
Sweet.
video, nice.
Stuart, that's
Oh,
sweet.
gross.
Wrong video.
Thank you. So
All right, yeah, you can tell us what it says.
This is
Luke.
Wikipedia.
It counts.
So, Dan, if you could be president, would you be president?
no.
Why?
I don't follow. I feel like it's way too much to pay attention to, of stuff I don't even have any clue about.
yeah,
So you wouldn't, Ben?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's one of those things that reasonable people don't want to do anymore because we've made it an unreasonable job.
Mm.
Half the world hates you too.
That's what I was
I
gonna say.
mean, you could
That
be
was-
the best guy in the world, and half the world's gonna hate
Peter
you.
was like, so
Just
does
on
that
the
mean
basics.
that half the world would hate me? I was like, but the other half
Oh,
would
speaking
love
of
me.
which, you know that guy I was talking about that had the Trump statue and his 2 eagles next to
yeah,
him?
near your house.
Yeah, near my house. He got another one today.
No, no way.
Yeah, I drove by and he's got, you know, if you walk into a university and it's like the heads of presidents and their shoulders.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
called
yeah.
a
A bust, right?
Yeah, the bust. There's a Donald Trump bust now.
No way.
Is it a
on a
mid?
pedestal. It's not copper, but it's all painted.
How many Harris signs is one Trump bust worth?
How many
Harris
signs?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think.
Millions.
Millions.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot.
Billions.
Dude, there's one guy
Billions.
driving down a road near where I grew up, and it's just he owns a farm, and
Whoa.
like every 10 feet of that farm is covered in like his political persuasion and who he wants to save the country, and
Yeah. I don't think,
guess
do you
is
think that actually works?
I
No.
can't imagine.
Have you ever had your mind changed by anything?
No, but I feel like they obviously pay for him for a reason.
I think that maybe like
it's just the names in your the top of your head.
in
I feel like-
hometown elections. Yes,
I feel like it'd be
think
better
it
for
could-
primaries.
Probably.
right, or like
Actually,
local
I take that back.
like senators and stuff. I don't know who they are, and so
Yeah.
like I see that and I'm like, oh, I've noticed that guy before.
Yeah,
And so
I feel like,
there's
yeah,
the
That's what I
familiarity.
feel like. But,
But when
for
it's-
presidents,
yeah,
yeah, just 2 party,
Trump and Harris.
2 people. I don't think so.
It's like, okay, guys.
If anything, you're making enemies.
What do you think of like when we first had this country and Washington was super against a 2-party system and warned against it? We're all aware of that and stuff. So what they would do is the first place person gets to be president, and then the second place person gets to be vice president. Like, what do you think of that way of doing things?
That's why I think Trump should have picked RFK as his running mate.
But
Yeah.
he's not really opposite.
Yeah, I'm not really into that choice.
Well, what do you mean he's not really opposite?
I feel like they align on a lot of the same issues.
Like what?
Like, I don't know. I don't know enough about RFK, but a lot of the
They're both pretty centrist, but
yeah.
Trump leans conservative and RFK leans
Yeah, I mean,
liberal on
RFK is a Democrat.
a lot of the issues that we typically argue over.
Yeah.
They're not as polar opposite, I feel like, as Harris and Trump. Not Harrison Trump, but Harris and Trump.
Well, if it were popular to be Trump, then Harris would be Trump.
Would beat Trump?
Would be.
Yeah, but it
She
is
doesn't
popular to be
have-
Trump.
Yeah.
Technically.
For whatever, 48% of the people.
More like over
More like
50.
73%.
More like we're gonna get canceled.
Dude, I'm so interested in this debate. Do you think there's going to be a second debate?
It depends on if he ends her career like he did the last two people. I mean,
Wow.
Like
he
he did-
literally
Wait.
ended the career of the other guy.
Did he give someone
Who was
Alzheimer's?
Who was the person before?
Hillary
Oh, he's
Oh.
she's
smoked her, dude. She was done.
Dude,
Yikes.
he's
That's
never beaten a
true.
guy, but he's never lost to a girl, is all I'm saying.
Well, who's the other person you're saying?
Joe Biden.
Oh,
And
that
Hillary Clinton.
doesn't really count, though.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, does upping a corpse count as a
Can we back away gently from all the politics stuff?
No.
At least, like, if we're gonna present
if we
it,
did 15 minutes of
present
football, we're
it
gonna
in
do 15
a
minutes of politics.
bipartisan way.
No.
We're
This
just
is not a news-
alienating.
This is not a news channel.
Michael Jordan said it best when they said, "Why are you?"
You'd miss 100% of the shots you don't take. We
no,
know.
he said, "Because Republicans buy Nikes too, or buy
Okay.
sneakers too."
Yeah, but who cares?
We're in a business.
No, we are in a discussion that lends itself to be a business at some point, but only if we stay true to who we are. Right?
He's out of
Come
here.
on, boy. 2 hours later. Hey, Luke broke his other leg. He can't be in the podcast anymore.
Dude, someone has to take this thing away from me.
Dude, it's-
We never even gave it to you.
It's just right there.
We aren't
I've
sure how
never
you
pressed
had
that
it.
button before.
Hey, what's our time at?
Late.
We got a hard out.
47 minutes, boys.
Okay. 13 more
Doing
minutes.
fine.
No, we can call it. There's
Can
nothing
you
wrong with ending low
can you
early.
read what he actually sent about that?
So legalese is very difficult to interpret, and I think what it's saying is it has to be.
This
a
is Stephen's
substantiated
theology.
threat.
We have to, dude, Luke had the football.
In the United States, threatening government officials is a felony under federal law. Threatening the president of the United States is a felony
It
under
should be, I
blah, blah,
think.
blah, punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment. That is investigated by the Secret Service. Threatening other officials is a Class D or C, usually carrying a maximum blah blah blah.
So were they
When-
aggressive with the kid?
When a threat,
I don't know.
are you talking?
I wasn't in that class.
you
I
weren't
just
in
heard
it.
it.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
was
Are you talking about something else?
No.
No, the kid that wrote the letter to
Oh,
the president.
when a threat is made against a judge, it can. Is this the same thing that Stewart sent me? Hang on a second. Hang on. Knowingly and willfully mailing or otherwise making any threat to take the life of, to kidnap, or to inflict great bodily harm upon the President of the United States. Law also includes presidential candidates. Threatening the president is considered a political offense because of the offense. This is where it's a little confusing. Because the offense consists of what's called pure speech, the courts have issued rulings attempting to balance the government's interest in protecting the president with free
Sorry, I
speech rights under the First Amendment. So I don't know. I think the pure speech. I think it has to be like very substantiated, kind of like the assault thing. Like it has to be able to be carried through. But I don't know. But the mailing, I guess, I
pretty
could
cut
see
and
that.
dry.
I feel like that's like you can't get more direct.
Yeah, the mail, and it says something about like what millions of people say from like the White House steps, like "F you, I'm gonna kill you" or whatever, like that. Like maybe not millions every day, but a lot.
That's, can't even get to the White House
Yeah.
steps.
Security is terrible.
You've tried. I saw you
have
try
tried-
one time.
Dude, Ben was with me.
Yeah, dude.
How far did you make it before they sniped you?
No, they just like,
they-
wait, you can't go in here. He was like, oh, my bad.
They had hands on guns, and they said, "Where are you going?" And I was like,
Okay.
"I have no idea where I'm at."
You know, it's kind of cool. My dad's friends with the guy that makes the fences for their, like the
Of
yard.
course he is.
That's sick.
Can you
dude.
please get your dad to listen to this podcast?
My uncle's barber's
No.
daughter's
No,
boyfriend
don't get
mows
this.
the lawn there.
Dang,
Yeah.
they're probably
No
friends
way.
with my
I
guy.
don't have an uncle. Are you kidding me?
Really?
You don't have a single uncle?
I have several uncles. I'm just being
Okay.
silly.
Are any of them single?
That was really silly.
I don't have a single uncle.
They're all married.
Yeah.
Tough luck, Luke.
What is in the air?
Dude, I don't know. This fire smoke. Well, guys, I just want to let you know.
Hey, I know.
Should we
Did
just-
we all answer your question about the president thing?
You didn't. You didn't. Everyone else did.
What was the question again?
Do you want to be president?
Would you be president if it were thrust upon you?
Sure.
Of course you would.
I think I do a good job.
No.
Of course you would.
I mean,
Actually, I think you would too. I think
Says
any
the
of us
one
could do it.
non-conspiracy theorist in the group.
I mean,
like-
I think it would
what?
probably
Why would
kill
you want a
me.
conspiracy theorist
Him?
as president?
No, I'm saying every conspiracy theorist is saying I would never be president because there's so many other movers and shakers or people pulling the strings that you're just a puppet. Right? Right, guys?
Army,
We all think that.
right? I think it was. I might be getting this wrong, but I watched this documentary. I think it was Army Hammer, the founder
What a
of
funny name.
Arm
and
and Hammer. Yeah,
His name is Army Hammer?
Yeah.
He's not the founder of Arm & Hammer.
He's like the grandfather to the actor Army Hammer.
No, he's not.
Who is
Yeah.
Army Hammer the
He's
actor?
the guy that
the guy
got
from the
arrested
Social
for, like,
Network.
killing
The guy who played the
people.
Winklevoss twins.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got
And he,
investigated
like-
for like eating
Yeah, for like
people or something.
yeah.
What?
Anyway,
Can we talk
Right?
about? Can we go back to the eating people thing?
we can. We can. But I think Army or Armand, maybe his name was
Armand
Armand.
Hammer
No,
the first?
it is Army.
Army
No, I
Ham-
know the actor's Army, but actually it might have been Armand, the like the patriarch. But
Okay,
anyway,
what about
that
this guy?
Is
that
he
guy
named
said
Army
that-
for the army or because he's got a lot of arms?
I think he's got a lot of arms, and actually, I think that's some
He's
sort of.
quite-
Oh,
related-
this baby's very army.
I think the Arm and Hammer symbol is somehow connected to like communism. But anyway,
Yeah, it's the sickle and goat.
And hammer.
Oh, is that what
Well,
it
it's like a barbell, or is it a hammer?
I don't know.
Anyways, tell us about this guy.
He said that he wouldn't be president because there's not enough power in it.
Yeah, he also said that he would engage in
kinda crazy.
cannibalism fantasies with his partners.
Yeah, but a fantasy isn't gonna get you arrested, is it?
That's it's kind of the same thing. Like
Carved
is he in
his
position
initials
to-
into a woman's body. Dude,
Dude, that might get
and
that might
dang
get
it,
you
did we
there.
just get canceled?
That might get you there.
Yeah, dude, he'd be a good president if that's...
There's a whole documentary
That's pretty
called
much
House
all
of Hammer that you guys should watch. It's actually pretty riveting. And then at the end of it, you're like, maybe these women. Well, okay,
How-
I'm not sure.
So Army Hammer the first
Senior,
made
senior.
Armin Hammer. Why is
I think it might be Armand.
it doesn't matter.
It does.
We know
it
who I'm
does
talking
not
about.
matter.
Why do we care about his opinion?
Because he has... Dude,
This guy
look at all the
made
products he has.
soap or something.
Dude,
What is Armin Hammer?
baking soda
Yeah.
and toothpaste.
Okay, so we made baking soda and
Deodorant.
toothpaste with baking soda.
Yeah.
Get away from baking soda, Army. And who cares if you want to be president? I could say I don't want to be president. Why does anyone care?
Wait, did everybody at this fire say they would not be president?
I don't know. I might. If it was thrust
I don't think
upon me
I-
and my country needed me to
Sure.
be, I think I,
mean,
would do it.
We'd be desperate at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
We would have exhausted
Dude,
all options.
I
Every single one.
dated a girl
Him and his family.
whose dad was like 47th in line to be president.
No
it
way.
was crazy.
Dude, you have like
47th,
Secret
wow.
Service around his house all the time?
No.
Once a year.
It's only the 45th people.
Yeah, I think I would do it because, I mean, it would be really hard and it'd probably kill you emotionally, mentally.
Stuart's sending me a thing that says that Hammer is not the heir to the Arm and Hammer baking soda company.
Shocker. Shocker.
I played
Just a
softball
weird
in
name.
Costa Rica with one of the heirs of the Hunt family from the Hunt's ketchup.
Never heard of it.
It's like Heinz, but it doesn't taste as good.
Heinz.
That's why I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
You've
That's
heard
why he
of
lives in
Hunt's.
Costa Rica.
You've never heard of Hunt's?
I've heard of Heinz.
No, Hunt's.
Hunt's is everywhere though.
I've never heard of Hunt's.
It's kind of
Dude.
like an off-brand, but it's a competitor.
Start looking at ketchup. You'll see Hunt's.
Dude, I'm
And you'll be like,
Heinz
hey,
all the
I
way.
know a guy who played ball with a guy
Heinz
who...
or bust. I'm a big Heinz
Okay.
guy.
Well,
Good to get
that's the closest
glass
I've
bottles.
brushed with fame.
I met Kirk Cousins one time. I
No,
interrupted him.
you-
Yeah.
You creeped
Yeah.
on Kirk Cousins one
He was
time.
at a Nationals game that I was at with him. We weren't sitting together this time. But I saw him, and they put him on the big screen, and then he tried to get away from everyone, I think. And he was with his wife, and he left his wife. I understand what he was doing. He was trying to just, nobody knows who his wife is. He was just trying to clear out. He wasn't leading his wife. But I saw him walk away, and I saw him on the phone with his wife because I was standing next to his wife when he walked away. And she sounded like she was talking to him. He was on the phone. So I bolted over to him and interrupted him on the phone with his wife. And I said, "Can I get a selfie, man?" And he said, "Sure." And we've been best friends since.
Did you watch the quarterback show on Netflix with Kirk Cousins?
No.
It's the best. He's the best.
I know, guys. I know. He's my best friend. It's cool.
He's the best.
Remember when he was mic'd up? Like, come on, guys, that was
Yeah.
so fun. That was so. You did so good.
You like that?
Great tackle.
You answered all the questions.
That's how tonight's gonna go.
Oh boy. All right, well, let's put the bullet in this pig's head.
Whoa.
And
Make some bacon.
Cop jokes still? Sorry.
You guys.
Hey, we respect cops, but we also respect people.
No.
And jokes.
And jokes.
Mostly cops.
And Republicans, Democrats
No.
too, if they like the pod.
Just kidding.
Probably don't by this point. They're all gone.
Sorry.
Somewhere, if you're a centrist, you might be interested. We don't know.
I just also want to say one of my favorite people in the entire world is a Democrat.
Yeah, George. Shout out
Which
to George.
I love George. Huh?
George?
Bush,
My
Oh,
friend.
yeah.
Yeah, my friend.
Washington,
Like, the guy that you got a lot to talk to about tomorrow.
Patton.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw-
George
yeah.
Patton. He's cool.
Yeah. So, guys, like, subscribe, share, tell friends, and
Also-
send us gifts.
Check the show notes for the winner of last week's raffle and giveaway.
The 50-50 giveaway of a date with Dan.
And then call Luke.
Yeah,
Well,
there's the giveaway.
Kind of ruined it.
540.
I was gonna say, call Luke and he'll deliver.
Yeah. Just check the show notes. Check our.
Guys, I didn't
our
know you were
giveaway.
raffling a date from me.
It's a unwilling date. Oh, gosh, sorry.
This week, while you're out and about, remember that the debates mean nothing. Arguments don't solve anything. Threats don't get you anywhere except for possibly in prison.
Depends.
Depends. Class D felony.
Or out of class
Ish.
early.
Yeah.
Or out of class early. There's two sides to every coin.
Sure.
Yep. And sometimes a coin will cost 3 times what it's worth to make.
3 cents to a penny.
This is really good.
I got confused by what you're saying. Is it not usually good?
Just say we're gonna make it big, man.
Anyway, blessings to you all this week. And continue to send us your questions
And your money.
and your money. Thank you all. Have a good week.
Take care.
And also, don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends. Blessings, you guys.
Come out to the event next week.
Yeah. We'd love
And if
to
you
see
want to be on the pod, hit us up.
yeah, I mean, we'll literally just have you on.
Bye.
Also, I